The hot air on Vorthok Prime smelled like metal and fear. Hannah sat on the dirty ground with her hands locked in glowing chains. The chains hurt her wrists and made her feel weak. Around her, other humans sat in the same chains. Their clothes were torn and dirty. Their faces showed sadness and fear. Hannah was different. Her back was straight. Her eyes were angry, not scared. She had been a pilot for Earth's army before the aliens took her. She knew how to fight. She knew how to fly fast ships through space. But now she was here, waiting to be sold like an animal. The slave market was huge. Tall buildings made of black stone reached up to the purple sky. Strange lights hung from metal poles. The lights made everything look sick and wrong. Aliens walked around looking at the prisoners. They pointed and talked in their weird languages. Most of the aliens looked like big lizards. They had green and brown skin with scales. Their teeth were sharp and yellow. Their eyes were like a snake's eyes, cold and mean. These were the hegemony aliens. They thought they were better than everyone else in the galaxy. Other aliens were there too. Some looked like big bugs with too many arms. Some had blue skin and no hair. Some were so strange that Hannah could not tell which end was their head. But they all had one thing in common. They all came here to buy people. "Look at this one," said a voice in broken human language. A big lizard alien walked toward Hannah. His scales were darker than the others. Gold rings hung from his neck and arms. This was Commander Drac Vor. He was the boss of this place. Drac stopped in front of Hannah. He was 3 times bigger than her. His shadow covered her completely. "Stand up, human," he said. Hannah did not move. She looked up at him with hate in her eyes. "No," she said. The other humans around her made small, scared sounds. They had learned not to say no to the aliens. "Bad things happened when you said no." Drac's eyes got smaller. "I said stand up, and I said no." Hannah's voice was calm but strong. "I don't take orders from ugly lizards." The alien crowd around them stopped talking. They turned to watch. This was interesting. Humans usually cried or begged. They did not talk back to Commander Drac. Kim Jun, a human sitting near Hannah, whispered, "Please don't make him angry. He will hurt you." Hannah looked at Kim Jun. He was young, maybe 25. His hands shook with fear. She felt sorry for him, but she could not show weakness. "Not here. Not in front of these animals." "Let them try," she said, loud enough for everyone to hear. Drac made a sound like an angry snake. He reached down and grabbed Hannah by her shirt. He pulled her up to her feet. She was so small next to him that her feet almost left the ground. "You think you are brave, little human." Drac's breath smelled like rotten meat. "You think your species is strong." "I know we are," Hannah said. She did not try to pull away from his grip. She looked right into his cold eyes. "We fought wars for thousands of years. We learned to kill things bigger and stronger than us. We are very good at it." More aliens came closer to watch. They made sounds that might have been laughter. They thought this was funny. A tiny human girl trying to scare the big scary commander. "Your people are weak," Drac said. "We caught you so easily. Your ships are slow. Your weapons are toys. You could not even protect your own planet." Hannah smiled. It was not a happy smile. It was the kind of smile that made smart people step back. "You caught some of us. You caught the ones who were not ready for war. You caught farmers and teachers and children. You never fought our real soldiers." "I am looking at your real soldier right now," Drac said. "And she is in chains." "These chains won't hold me forever," Hannah said. Drac laughed. It was a horrible sound. "These chains hold back your muscle power. They stop your brain from working fast. They make you weak like a baby. No human has ever broken free from them." Park Mingi, another human prisoner, watched from nearby. She was a doctor before the aliens took her. She had kind eyes, but now those eyes were full of worry. She had seen what happened to humans who made Drac angry. "Please," Park Minji said softly to Hannah. "Don't fight him. It will only make things worse." But Hannah was not listening. Her eyes were still locked on Drac's face. You made a mistake coming to Earth. You made a bigger mistake taking us prisoner. But your biggest mistake was thinking we are like other species. We are not. All species say they are special, Drac said. All species think they are strong, but in the end, they all kneel to the hegemony empire. Humans don't kneel, Hannah said. The crowd of aliens was getting bigger. Word was spreading through the market. A human was challenging Commander Drac. This had never happened before. Aliens left their shops and came to watch. Some aliens were taking bets. They wanted to see what would happen to the brave human girl. Most thought Drac would kill her quickly. A few thought he might keep her alive to make her suffer. Drac looked around at all the watching faces. He had to show his power. He could not let a human make him look weak in front of everyone. You want to see what happens to humans who don't show respect? Drac asked the crowd. The aliens made excited sounds. They wanted to see violence. Drac raised his big scaled hand high in the air. This is what we do to species that think they are strong. His hand came down fast and hard. The sound of the slap was loud like thunder. Hannah's head snapped to the side. Blood came from her mouth. She fell to the ground hard. The aliens cheered. They loved seeing the proud human get hurt. But something was wrong. As Hannah lay on the ground, a small blue light began to glow under her skin. It was very faint. Only someone looking closely would see it. Kim Jun saw it. His eyes went wide with surprise. He knew what that blue light meant. He had helped build the machines that made lights like that. Hannah slowly pushed herself up on her hands. Blood dripped from her lip onto the dirty ground. But she was smiling again, that same dangerous smile. "Thank you," she said quietly. "What?" Drac asked. He had not expected her to thank him. Hannah looked up at him. The blue light under her skin was getting brighter. "I said thank you. You just woke something up that was sleeping." The cheering aliens began to quiet down. Something felt different. The air seemed to buzz with electricity. Hannah slowly stood up. Her movements were different now, smoother, like a hunting cat. 10 minutes, she said to Drac. "Give me 10 minutes, and I will make you kneel in front of all these people." Drac laughed, but it sounded nervous now. "You are crazy from the hit." "To your head, maybe," Hannah said. The chains on her wrists were starting to spark, but you were about to find out why humans are the most dangerous species in the galaxy. The blue light was spreading through her body now. Soon, everyone would be able to see it. The blue light under Hannah's skin grew stronger. It moved through her body like lightning in her blood. She could feel something waking up inside her head. Something that had been sleeping for weeks. Commander Drac did not see the light yet. He was too busy showing off to the crowd of aliens. He stood tall and proud, talking about how weak humans were. The other aliens listened and made sounds of agreement. "See how easy it is," Drac said loudly. "One hit, and the human falls down. This is why we rule the galaxy. We are strong, they are weak." But Hannah was not weak anymore. Inside her head, she heard a voice. It was not a real voice. It was her brain talking to itself, but it sounded different now. Clearer, smarter. "Prometheus protocol activated," the voice said. "Neural enhancement online. Combat systems loading." Hannah knew those words. Every Earth soldier knew them. The Prometheus protocol was Earth's biggest secret. It was a machine that lived inside a soldier's brain. It made them faster, stronger, and smarter. But it was dangerous. Some soldiers died when it turned on. Others went crazy. That was why Earth only put it in special soldiers. Only the best pilots got the Prometheus protocol. Only the ones who volunteered to risk everything to protect humanity. Hannah had volunteered 3 years ago. She remembered the day they put the machine in her head. It hurt for weeks. But she wanted to be strong enough to protect Earth. She wanted to be ready for war. The aliens who captured her ship thought they had turned off all her machines. They were wrong. The Prometheus protocol was built to hide. It could sleep so deep that even advanced alien scanners could not find it. It waited until the right moment to wake up. Drac hitting her was the right moment. Kim Jun was still watching Hannah carefully. He saw the blue light getting brighter. He knew what it meant, because he had helped design similar machines on Earth. Not the Prometheus protocol, that was too secret for him. But he knew the signs. "Oh no," Kim Jun whispered to Park Minji. "She has military upgrades." "What do you mean?" Park Minji asked. She was a doctor, but she did not know much about military machines. "That light," Kim Jun said. "It means her brain computer is turning on. The really dangerous kind. The kind they only put in Special Forces soldiers." Park Minji looked at Hannah again. The small woman was standing very still. Her eyes were closed. She looked like she was listening to something no one else could hear. "Is that good or bad?" Park Minji asked. Kim Jun thought about it. "For us, good. For them." He looked at the aliens around them. "Very, very bad." Hannah's eyes opened. They were different now. They moved faster, looking at everything around her. She was counting the aliens. She was looking at their weapons. She was studying the way they stood and moved. The voice in her head was giving her information. It told her that there were 43 aliens in the crowd. It told her that 15 of them had weapons. It showed her the weak spots in their armor. It calculated how fast she would need to move to fight them. But Hannah was not ready to fight. Yet, the protocol was still loading all its programs. She needed more time. So she decided to use something else that humans were good at. She decided to use words. "You think you know about humans," Hannah said to Drac. Her voice was calm and quiet. "But you only know the weak ones." Drac turned back to look at her. He was surprised that she was standing up again. He was surprised that she could talk clearly. "After that hard hit, you are all weak," Drac said. "Your whole species is weak." "No," Hannah said. "You just never met the strong ones." She took a step forward. The chains on her wrists were sparking more now. Small bolts of electricity jumped between the metal links. "You see, there are two kinds of humans," Hannah said. "There are the normal ones, the ones who live peaceful lives. The ones who grow food and teach children and build houses. Those are the humans you captured." The alien crowd was listening now. Something in Hannah's voice made them pay attention. "But there are other humans, too," Hannah continued. "Humans who chose to become something more than human. Humans who let doctors put machines in their brains and chemicals in their blood. Humans who volunteered to become monsters so the peaceful ones could stay safe." Drac laughed, but it did not sound as confident as before. "You are still just one small human girl." "I am Lee Hannah," she said. "Serial number 7749 Delta, Earth Defense Force, Special Operations Division, Enhanced Combat Pilot, Class 5. Prometheus Protocol Carrier." The words meant nothing to the aliens, but they meant everything to Kim Jun and Park Minji. They knew that Earth Defense Force was the best of the best. They knew that Special Operations only took the most dangerous soldiers, and they had heard whispers about something called the Prometheus Protocol. "Those are just words," Drac said. "Yes," Hannah agreed. "Words are just words. But what the words mean, that is different." The blue light was spreading now. It covered her arms and legs. Some of the aliens in the back of the crowd could see it, glowing through her skin. "What I am trying to tell you," Hannah said, "is that you made a mistake. You thought all humans were the same. You thought we were all helpless farmers and teachers. But some of us are not farmers or teachers." She looked around at all the alien faces watching her. "Some of us are killers." The chains around her wrists were shaking now. The metal was getting hot. Sparks flew every few seconds. "But even if you are a killer," Drac said, "you are still in chains. You are still weak without your machines." Hannah smiled. The blue light was now bright enough for everyone to see. It looked like electricity was flowing through her body. "My machines are not separate from me," she said. "They are part of me. They live in my blood and bones and brains. Your chains cannot stop them because they are not outside my body. They are inside it." The voice in her head spoke again. "Combat systems fully loaded. Physical enhancement ready. Tactical analysis complete. Awaiting activation command." Hannah could feel her muscles getting stronger. Her eyes could see more clearly. Her ears could hear heartbeats and breathing from across the marketplace. Her brain was working so fast that everyone around her seemed to be moving in slow motion. "The chains stop normal human strength," she said. "But I am not normal anymore." She raised her hands and looked at the glowing chains around her wrists. "I have not been normal for 3 years." Drac was starting to look worried. Some of the other aliens were stepping backward. They could see the blue light getting brighter and brighter. "You were trying to scare us with tricks," Drac said. "Light shows and big words. You are still just a weak human." "Maybe," Hannah said. "There is only one way to find out." She closed her eyes and spoke to the voice in her head. "Activate combat mode." "Combat mode activated," the voice replied. "Warning, full enhancement may cause permanent psychological changes. Are you sure you want to proceed?" Hannah thought about all the humans sitting in chains around her. She thought about her friends who had been killed when the aliens attacked her ship. She thought about Earth, so far away, not knowing what had happened to its children. "I am sure," she said. The blue light exploded outward from her body. It was so bright that some aliens had to cover their eyes. The chains around her wrists began to crack and smoke. 10 minutes, she said to Drac. "I told you to give me 10 minutes. How much time do you think has passed?" Drac looked around nervously. He was starting to realize that something very bad was about to happen. "About 3 minutes," he said. Hannah nodded. "That means I have 7 minutes left to make you kneel." The chains around her wrists shattered like glass. The broken pieces of Hannah's chains fell to the ground like glowing snow. She moved her hands freely for the first time in weeks. The blue light under her skin was so bright now that it lit up the whole area around her. Commander Drac stepped backward. His mouth was open in surprise. He had never seen chains break like that. Those chains were made from the strongest metal in the galaxy. They were powered by energy cores that could run for 100 years. "Impossible," Drac whispered. "Nothing can break those chains." "You keep saying things are impossible," Hannah said. She rolled her shoulders and stretched her arms. "Maybe you need to learn new words." The other aliens in the crowd were making scared noises. Some of them were backing away. A few were reaching for their weapons, but most were just staring at the small human woman who was glowing like a star. Hannah looked at her hands. She could see the blue light flowing through her skin like rivers of electricity. She could feel power in her muscles that had never been there before. Her brain was working so fast that she could hear every heartbeat, every breath, every whisper. In the crowd, Boss said, one of Drac's guards. He was a big alien with 4 arms and red skin. "Maybe we should call for more soldiers." "No," Drac shouted. "I will not run from one human. I will not look weak in front of everyone." He pulled out his weapon. It was a plasma gun, the kind that could burn holes through metal walls. The barrel glowed orange with deadly energy. "Get back in chains," human Drac said, "or I will kill you right here." Hannah tilted her head like she was thinking. "You could try," she said. "But I should warn you about something." "What?" Drac asked. "The Prometheus protocol does not just make me stronger," Hannah said. "It also makes me faster, much faster. Fast enough to move between your thoughts." "That is impossible," Drac said. "Nothing moves that fast." Hannah disappeared. One moment she was standing 10 feet away from Drac. The next moment she was gone. Drac looked left and right, trying to find her. The crowd of aliens looked confused. "Behind you," Hannah said. Drac spun around. Hannah was standing right behind him, close enough to touch. How had she moved so fast? He had not even seen her blur. He tried to point his gun at her, but she moved again. This time he saw a flash of blue light, and then she was gone again. "To your left," her voice said. Drac turned left. Nothing. "Now to your right." He turned right. Still nothing. "Above you." Drac looked up. Hannah was somehow standing on top of a tall metal pole, 20 feet above the ground. She had climbed up there in less than a second. "How?" Drac asked. Hannah jumped down. She fell 20 feet and landed softly on her feet, like a cat. The metal ground did not even make a sound when she touched it. Enhanced reflexes, she said simply. Enhanced speed, enhanced strength, enhanced everything. That is what the protocol does. It makes humans into something that can hunt aliens. Drax's guards were looking nervous now. There were 6 of them, all bigger and stronger than any normal human. But they had never seen anything move like Hannah was moving. Shoot her, Drax yelled. At his guards, all of you, shoot her now. The 6 guards raised their weapons. Plasma guns, laser rifles, and shock cannons all pointed at Hannah. She stood very still and waited. They fired. 6 beams of deadly energy flew toward Hannah from different directions. There was no way she could dodge them all. The aliens in the crowd watched, expecting to see the human woman disappear in a cloud of burning plasma. But Hannah did not disappear. She moved. She dropped to the ground and rolled left as the first beam passed over her head. She jumped up and twisted in the air as the second beam missed her chest by inches. She grabbed a piece of broken chain from the ground and threw it at the third guard, hitting his weapon and making his shot go wild. The 4th, 5th, and 6th shots all missed as Hannah danced between them like she was dancing between raindrops. She moved so fast that the aliens could barely follow her with their eyes. In 3 seconds, all 6 shots had missed. Hannah was standing exactly where she had been before, not even breathing hard. My turn, she said. She moved toward the first guard. He was a big bug-like alien with thick armor covering his whole body. His armor was made to stop bullets and laser beams. It was supposed to make him impossible to kill. Hannah hit him with her fist. The punch was not very big. Her fist looked tiny against his huge armored chest. But when it connected, there was a sound like thunder. The alien flew backward 30 feet and crashed into a wall. His armor was cracked in a spiderweb pattern around where she had hit him. He did not get up. The second guard tried to run. Hannah caught him in 2 steps. She grabbed his weapon with one hand and crushed it like it was made of paper. Then she grabbed him by his belt and threw him into the third guard. They both crashed to the ground in a tangle of arms and legs. The 4th guard was smarter. He dropped his weapon and put his hands up in surrender. Please, he said in broken human language. I have family. Hannah stopped in front of him. The blue light in her skin was pulsing like a heartbeat. Then go home. To them, she said. Leave this place and never come back. Tell everyone you know that humans are not slaves anymore. The guard nodded quickly and ran away as fast as his legs could carry him. The 5th and 6th guards looked at each other, then dropped their weapons and ran to . Now it was just Hannah and Drax. The crowd of aliens had grown larger, but they were all staying far back now. No one wanted to get close to the glowing human woman. This is not possible, Drax said. His voice was shaking. Humans are weak. You are supposed to be weak. We let you think we were weak, Hannah said. She walked toward him slowly. Each step made the blue light pulse brighter. Do you know why? Drax backed away from her. Why? Because we were hoping you would be smart enough to leave us alone, Hannah said. We were hoping we would not have to show you what we really are. What are you? Drax asked. Hannah smiled. It was not a nice smile. We are the species that conquered our own planet by learning to kill everything that tried to kill us. We are the species that turned fighting into an art form. We are the species that made war into a science. She took another step toward him. And we are very, very good at it. Drax tried to run, but his legs would not move. He was too scared. He had never been this scared in his whole life. You wanted to know what humans really are? Hannah asked. We are the nightmare that waits in the dark. We are the monster that other monsters have bad dreams about. We are death walking on 2 legs. She reached out and grabbed Drax by his thick neck. Her small hand looked like a child's hand next to his huge head, but when she squeezed, he could not breathe. And now, she said, lifting him off the ground with one hand, you are going to learn what happens when you make humans angry. She threw him down to his knees in front of the whole crowd. Kneel, she said. Drax knelt. He had no choice. He was too scared to do anything else. The crowd of aliens watched in complete silence. Their mighty commander, the one who ruled this whole planet, was on his knees in front of a human woman. 7 minutes, Hannah said, looking at the crowd. I told him 10 minutes. It only took 7. Kim Jun and Park Minji watched from where they sat with the other human prisoners. They could not believe what they were seeing. Is she still human? Park Minji whispered. Kim Jun thought about it. She is what humans become when we have to be. Hannah looked down at Drac, still on his knees. Now, she said, let's talk about what happens next. Commander Drac stayed on his knees. His whole body was shaking. He had ruled this planet for 20 years. He had conquered 12 different species. He had never been afraid of anything in his life. But now, he was terrified. Hannah stood over him, the blue light still flowing through her skin like lightning. She looked down at the alien who had hit her just minutes before. He seemed so much smaller now that he was on his knees. Do you know what the funny thing is? Hannah asked the crowd. Her voice was calm, but everyone could hear it clearly. We tried to be nice. The aliens in the crowd looked confused. They did not understand what she meant. For 50 years, your people have been taking humans as slaves, Hannah continued. For 50 years, we have been asking you to stop. We sent messages. We tried to make deals. We even offered to trade with you instead of fighting. She walked in a slow circle around Drac, who was still kneeling on the ground. He did not dare to move. Do you know what your leaders said when we asked them to stop taking our people? Hannah asked. No one answered. They laughed, Hannah said. They said humans were too weak to stop them. They said we should be happy that our people were useful for something. Kim Jun was listening carefully. He had never heard this before. The government had never told normal people about the messages to alien worlds. So we decided to try a different approach, Hannah said. We decided to show you that humans are not as weak as you think. She stopped walking and looked directly at Drac. We created the Enhanced Human Program. We took volunteers from our military. We put machines in their brains and chemicals in their blood. We made them faster, stronger, and smarter than normal humans. Drac finally found his voice. How many? He whispered. How many what? Hannah asked. How many enhanced humans are there? Hannah smiled. It was the same dangerous smile she had shown before. That is a military secret, she said. But I can tell you this, there are enough. She knelt down next to Drac so she could look right into his eyes. Do you want to know why we really made enhanced humans? She asked quietly. Drac nodded, too scared to speak. We made them to hunt alien slavers, Hannah said. We made them to find every ship, every base, every market where humans are bought and sold. We made them to make sure this never happens again. The crowd of aliens was very quiet now. Many of them were starting to back away, toward the exits. But here is the thing, Hannah said, standing up again. We are not monsters like you. We do not enjoy hurting people. We do not want to rule other species. We just want you to leave us alone. She looked around at all the alien faces watching her. So we are going to make a deal with all of you, she said. A very simple deal. Park Minji was watching from where she sat with the other human prisoners. She could not believe how brave Hannah was being. One small woman was facing down hundreds of aliens and making them listen to her. Here is the deal, Hannah announced. You will free every human slave in the galaxy, all of them. You will return them to Earth safely. You will pay for their medical care and for the time they lost with their families. Some of the aliens made angry sounds. They did not like being told what to do by a human. And if we refuse? Asked a tall blue alien near the back of the crowd. Hannah looked at him. Even from far away, he could see the blue light in her eyes. If you refuse, we will hunt you, she said simply. All of you. We will find every slaver, every trader, every buyer. We will find every planet where humans are kept as slaves. And we will free them. You cannot fight the whole galaxy, the blue alien said. We do not have to fight the whole galaxy, Hannah replied. We only have to fight the parts of the galaxy that keep slaves. The parts that think humans are weak. She pointed at Drac, still kneeling on the ground. Look at your commander, she said. Look at the alien who ruled this planet. Look at him now. Everyone looked at Drac. He was still shaking with fear. Sweat was dripping from his scaly skin. "This is what happens to aliens who hurt humans now," Hannah said. "This is what happens to aliens who think we are weak." She walked over to where the human prisoners were sitting. She broke their chains as easily as she had broken her own. The metal shattered at her touch. Kim Jun stood up and rubbed his wrists where the chains had been. "Thank you," he said. "Do not thank me yet," Hannah replied. "We still have work to do." She turned back to face the crowd of aliens. "I want everyone here to see something," she said. "I want you to understand what is really happening." She walked back to Drac and grabbed him by his shirt. She lifted him up to his feet with one hand. He was 3 times bigger than her, but she lifted him like he weighed nothing. "This alien thought humans were animals," she said to the crowd. "He thought we were things to be bought and sold. He thought we could not fight back." She let go of Drac, and he fell back to his knees. "But we are not animals," Hannah said. "We are not things, we are humans, and humans do not stay down when someone knocks us down. We get back up, we learn, we adapt, we become stronger." The blue light around her body was pulsing faster now, like an angry heartbeat. "Do you know what the scariest thing about humans is?" she asked the crowd. No one answered. "We never give up," she said. "You can hurt us, you can capture us, you can chain us up and sell us like animals. But we will never stop trying to get free. We will never stop fighting to protect our families. We will never stop becoming stronger." She looked at each alien face in the crowd. "And we will never ever forgive the people who hurt our children." Kim Jun realized what she was doing. She was not just threatening the aliens. She was teaching them. She was showing them that humans were not the same as other species they had conquered. "You made a mistake when you came to Earth," Hannah continued. "You thought we were like other species. You thought that if you took some of us, the rest would be too scared to fight back." She laughed, but it was not a happy sound. "You were wrong. When you hurt some humans, you make all humans angry. When you take our people as slaves, you make our whole species want to hunt you down." Park Minji was starting to understand too. This was not just about freeing the slaves in this market. This was about sending a message to every alien species in the galaxy. "So here is what is going to happen," Hannah said. "Commander Drac is going to contact every slaver in this part of the galaxy. He is going to tell them to free their human slaves immediately." "I cannot do that," Drac said weakly. "The other commanders will not listen to me." "They will listen," Hannah said, "because you are going to tell them what happened here today. You are going to tell them about enhanced humans. You are going to tell them that the age of human slavery is over." She knelt down next to him again. "And if they do not listen to you," she said quietly, "then more enhanced humans will come, and they might not be as nice as I am." Drac looked into her glowing blue eyes and realized she was telling the truth. This was not anger talking. This was not revenge. This was a promise. "How do I know you will not kill us all anyway?" he asked. "Because killing you all would make us as bad as you," Hannah said. "We do not want to be monsters. We just want you to stop making us into monsters." She stood up and looked at the crowd one more time. "The choice is yours," she said. "Free the slaves and leave humans alone, or face the consequences. But choose quickly. My people are not known for their patience." The aliens began to whisper among themselves. They were scared, but they were also starting to understand that this human woman was offering them a way out. A way to avoid a war they could not win. Drac slowly got to his feet. He was still shaking, but he was thinking more clearly now. "What guarantee do we have that enhanced humans will not hunt us anyway?" he asked. Hannah thought about it. "You have my word," she said finally. "If you free all human slaves and never take another human prisoner, enhanced humans will not hunt your species." "The word of one human?" Drac asked. "The word of this human," Hannah replied. "And where I come from, that means something." Drac looked around at the crowd of aliens, then back at Hannah. He had a choice to make. He could try to fight, and probably die, or he could accept her terms and live. "I will send the messages," he said finally. Good, Hannah said. You have 24 hours to contact every slaver base in this sector. Tell them what you saw here. Tell them that the humans are not weak anymore. She walked back to her fellow humans, who were now free of their chains. And Drac, she called over her shoulder. Yes, he replied. If even one human remains in chains after 24 hours, I will come back, and next time, I will not be alone. Hannah walked to the center of the slave market. In the middle of the open area stood a tall metal tower. It was covered in blinking lights and spinning dishes. This was the communication center, the place where messages were sent across the galaxy. Kim June, she called. You said you were an engineer, right? Kim June nodded. Yes. I worked on communication systems back on Earth. Good. I need you to help me send a message. Kim June looked nervous. What kind of message? The kind that every alien in the galaxy needs to hear, Hannah said. She walked up to the communication tower. 2 alien guards were standing next to it. When they saw her coming, they ran away as fast as they could. Everyone had heard what happened to Guards. Hannah put her hand on the tower's control panel. The blue light from her skin flowed into the machine. Sparks flew as her enhanced brain connected directly to the communication system. What are you doing? Park Minji asked. I am taking control of their galaxy-wide broadcast network, Hannah said. Her eyes were closed, and more blue light was flowing from her hand into the machine. Every planet, every ship, every space station in this part of the galaxy is about to get a message from Earth. Kim June's eyes went wide. You can do that? The Prometheus protocol is not just for fighting, Hannah said. It also makes me very good with computers. Alien computers are actually easier to control than Earth computers. They are not as well protected. The tower started making loud beeping sounds. All the lights on it began flashing at the same time. Then a loud voice came from speakers all around the market. Attention all species of the Hegemony Empire, the voice said. This is an emergency broadcast from the planet Vorthok Prime. The aliens in the market looked up at the speakers in surprise. Emergency broadcasts only happened during wars or natural disasters. Hannah opened her eyes and smiled. Perfect. Now everyone is listening. She walked in front of the tower's main camera. The blue light made her easy to see against the dark background. She looked directly into the camera and began to speak. My name is Lee Hannah, she said. I am a human from the planet Earth. I am speaking to you from the slave market on Prime, where my people have been bought and sold like animals. On planets across the galaxy, aliens stopped what they were doing to watch the strange broadcast. They had never seen a human speak on the emergency network before. For 50 years, your people have taken humans as slaves, Hannah continued. You have told yourselves that we are weak. You have told yourselves that we cannot fight back. You have told yourselves that we are just another species to be conquered. Behind her, Commander Drac was still on his knees. The camera showed him clearly, kneeling in front of the small human woman. You were wrong. The blue light around Hannah's body pulsed brighter. Even through the camera, aliens watching across the galaxy could see that something was different about this human. What you see behind me is Commander Drac Vorthal. Until today, he ruled this planet. Until today, he thought humans were weak. Until today, he had never met an enhanced human. She walked closer to the camera. I want every slaver, every trader, every buyer of human slaves to listen carefully to what I am about to tell you. On planets far away, alien commanders were calling emergency meetings. Slave traders were gathering around communication screens. Military leaders were trying to understand what they were seeing. Humans are not weak, Hannah said. We have never been weak. We have been patient. We have been hoping that you would be smart enough to stop taking our people without forcing us. To show you what we really are, she held up her hands. The broken pieces of her chains were still hanging from her wrists. These chains were supposed to hold me. They were supposed to make me weak and helpless. But human science has advanced beyond your understanding. We have learned to put machines inside our bodies. We have learned to make ourselves faster, stronger, and smarter than any normal human. Kim June was watching the broadcast on a small screen near the tower. He could see that aliens on other planets were starting to panic. Some were running around, some were making urgent phone calls, some were just staring at the screen in shock. But enhanced humans are not the scariest thing about my species, Hannah continued. The scariest thing is that we only use enhancement when we have to. When someone threatens our families. When someone takes our people as slaves. She pointed at the camera. You have made us use enhancement. You have forced us to become monsters, to protect the people we love, and now that we have become monsters, we are very, very good at it. Park Minji realized that every word Hannah spoke was carefully chosen. She was not just threatening the aliens, she was explaining why they should be afraid. Here is what is going to happen, Hannah said. Every human slave in the galaxy will be freed, not tomorrow, not next week. Starting right now. Every ship carrying human slaves will return them to Earth immediately. She took a step closer to the camera. Her blue glowing eyes filled the screen. If you free our people willingly, enhanced, humans will leave you alone. We do not want to rule you. We do not want to destroy you. We just want our people back. The aliens watching across the galaxy leaned forward to listen to what came next. But if you do not free our people willingly, Hannah said, then we will come and take them. We will find every slave ship, every prison planet, every market where humans are sold. And we will free them by force. Behind her, more humans were standing up. Kim Jun and Park Minji had moved closer to the camera. Other human prisoners from around the market were gathering behind Hannah. Look at us, Hannah said. Look at how many humans you have captured from just one small part of Earth's space. Now imagine how many enhanced humans we can send to find you. She was quiet for a moment, letting that thought sink in. But I want you to understand something important, she continued. We are not like you. We do not enjoy hurting people. We do not want to conquer other species. All we want is for you to leave us alone. The blue light around her body began to pulse in a steady rhythm, like a heartbeat. However, she said, and her voice became colder, if you force us to hunt you, we will not stop until every human slave is free. We will not stop until every slaver is caught. We will not stop until the galaxy knows that humans are not prey. She looked directly into the camera one more time. You have 24 hours to begin releasing human slaves. After that, enhanced humans will start hunting, and we are very good at hunting. The camera showed the crowd of aliens around the market. They were all backing away from Hannah and the other humans. They looked terrified. This message is being recorded and will be sent to every planet in the galaxy, Hannah said. Show it to your leaders. Show it to your military commanders. Show it to anyone who thought humans were weak. She walked back to Commander Drac, who was still on his knees. Commander Drac will be my messenger, she announced. He will return to the hegemony capital and tell them exactly what he saw here today. He will tell them that the age of human slavery is over. She helped Drac to his feet. He was still shaking with fear. Go, she told him. Tell your people what happened here. Tell them that humans are not animals to be caged. Tell them that we are the species that learned to hunt by being hunted. Drac nodded quickly and stumbled toward his ship. Hannah turned back to the camera for the last time. To every human slave who might be watching this, she said, and her voice became gentle. Help is coming. Your people have not forgotten you. Your people have been working very hard to become strong enough to save you. The blue light around her body began to fade, but her eyes still glowed bright blue. And to every alien who is watching this, she said, remember what you have seen here. Today, remember that Commander Drac ruled this planet, and I made him kneel. Remember that your chains could not hold me. Remember that your guards could not stop me. She smiled one last time, the same dangerous smile she had shown Drac. Remember that. I am just one enhanced human. There are many more like me. And they are all coming to find you. The broadcast ended. Across the galaxy, on thousands of planets and millions of ships, aliens sat in stunned silence. They had just witnessed the end of one age and the beginning of another. The age of human weakness was over. The age of human strength had begun, And in the slave market on Vorthok Prime, Lehana turned to her fellow humans and said, "Let's go home." As they walked toward Drax's abandoned ship, Kim June asked, "Do you really think they will free all the human slaves?" Hannah looked up at the purple sky of the alien world. "Some will," she said. "The smart ones will free them immediately." "And the ones who don't?" Park Minji asked. Hannah's eyes still glowed with blue light. "They will learn why humans are the most dangerous species in the galaxy," she said. The hard way. Above them, alien ships were already leaving the planet, racing to carry the news to their homeworlds. The message was spreading across the stars like wildfire. Humanity was no longer prey. Now, humanity was the hunter, and the hunt had just begun.